All right, guys, today we're going over 3-4 equations of lines. So we're going to be able to write an equation of a line given information about the line and then solve problems by writing equations. Your new vocab is slope-intercept form and point-slope form. So non-vertical line equations, the slope-intercept form of a linear equation is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope of the line and b is the y-intercept. Point-slope form of the linear equation is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, where x1 and y1 is any point on the line and m is the slope of the line. So our first example, write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line with slope of -1/2 and y-intercept of 8, and then graph the line. So if I'm using my y equals mx plus b, b is my y-intercept, m is my slope. So all I'm going to do is plug in my slope, which is -1/2 x, and then plus 8. So if I were to graph this thing, all right, so when I graph this thing, I always graph the y-intercept first. So I'm going to go up 8, which is right there. Okay, and then I've got rise over run. So I will go down 1, right 2, down 1, right 2. And so my line is going to look just like this. All right, so there's number 1. Write an equation of point-slope form of the line with slope 4 that contains -3, -6, and then graph the line. So I will use that y minus y1 equals m, and then x minus x1. And I'm plugging this -3 in will be for x1, and then I got y1 there, and this will go in for m. So I've got y, and then I got minus a -6, so that'll really be plus 6, equals our slope, 4. And then I've got x minus a -3, so that'll be plus 3. And then when I go to graph this thing, I'm at -3, -6. So here's that point that they gave us. All right, and then I'm going to use my slope. Slope is 4 over 1, so I'll rise 4, go right 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. And my line is going to look like this. All right, write an equation of the line through each pair of points in slope-intercept form. So we've got to find the slope, and then we've got to use the points to find the y-intercept. So I've got x1, y1, x2, y2, and I've got to use my slope formula from the last section, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I just plug my information in. So I'll have 10 minus 4 over 8 minus a -2. So that'll be 6 over 10, or 3 over 5 is going to be my slope. And so now I've got to find my y-intercept. So I use y equals mx plus b. I know the slope, and then my x and my y is just going to be one of these 2 points. So it doesn't matter which one you choose, you should find it. I'm going to use this guy for my point. So I'll have y as 4 equals my slope, which is 3 over 5, times x, which is -2, plus b, and then I can solve for b. So then I'll have 4 equals -6 over 5 plus b. I'll add 6 over 5 to both sides. So now I've got to add my fractions. So I'll have 4 over 1 plus 6 over 5. I got to multiply the top and the bottom by 5. So I get 20 over 5 plus 6 over 5, which is 26 over 5. And that's going to be equal to the b there. So my final equation will be y equals 3 over 5x plus 26 over 5. All right, 3b, we're doing the same thing. So I've got to find the slope first. So m is going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I've got my x1, my y1, my x2, my y2. So then I have 3 minus 3 over 7 minus negative 1. 3 minus 3 is 0, so that's going to be a 0 slope. And so now I'm going to use my y equals mx plus b. And I'm going to pick one of these 2 points. I'm going to use this guy right here for my x and my y. So my y is 3. My slope is 0 times negative 1 plus b. 0 times negative 1 is just 0. So 3 equals b. So when I go to rewrite this equation, I'll get y equals, my slope was 0, x plus 3. And since we've got a 0 slope, I can go ahead and just nix that and put y equals 3 as my equation of a line. All right, so number 4, write an equation of a line through the points 5, 0, and negative 1, 0 in slope-intercept form. So the same thing we've been doing. So my slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I got my x1, my y1, my x2, and my y2. So y2 is 0, y1 is 0. Then I've got negative 1 minus 5. So again, my slope is going to be 0 here. So I got 0 on top. And so now I'm going to plug in. I'm going to pick a point. I'll use that guy this time. So y equals mx plus b. So y is 0, m is 0, and x is negative 1 plus b. So 0 is going to equal b. And so again, I'm going to have y equals 0x plus 0. So I can nix that part out and just put y equals 0. All right, horizontal and vertical line equations. The equation of a horizontal line is y equals b, where b is the y-intercept of the line. So for example, y equals negative 3, or y equals 0, and y equals 3. Those would have been horizontal lines. And then the equation of a vertical line is x equals a, where a is the x-intercept of the line, so x would equal negative 2. So we're writing an equation in slope-intercept form for a parallel line to y equals negative 3/4 x plus 3 containing the point negative 3, 6. So whenever it's parallel, we have the exact same slope. So m is going to be negative 3/4. Easy. So now I've got to use that point they give me and plug it into the y equals mx plus b, similar to like what we did up here. So I've got y equals mx plus b, negative 3 will be my x, and 6 will be my y. So I'll have 6 equals negative 3/4 times negative 3 plus b. So then when I multiply this out, I'll have 6 equals 9/4 plus b. I'm going to subtract 9/4 from both sides, so I'll have 6 minus 9/4 equals b. And now I've got to subtract fractions. So this is going to be over 1. I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by 4. So I'll have 24/4 minus 9/4 will equal b. 24 minus 9 is 15. So 15/4 will equal b. So my final equation, I'm going to put my slope in and my b. So y equals negative 3/4 x plus 15/4. And my last one, write an equation of a line through each pair of points in slope-intercept form. So these are points right here. This point is 0, negative 1, and this point is 4, 4. Just to make that a little easier for us. So then my slope formula, that's what I gotta find first. same formula we've been using. 0 will be my x1, -1 will be my y1, 4 will be my x2, and 4 will also be my y2. So I'll have 4 minus -1 over 4 minus 0. So I'm going to end up getting 5 over 4 for my slope. So then I use y equals mx plus b. I pick one of the 2 points. I always pick the one with the 0, so I'm going to pick that one. And I plug it in for x and y with my slope. So I'll have -1 equals 5 over 4 times 0 plus b. So 5 over 4 times 0 is 0, so -1 will equal b. So my final equation is going to be y equals 5 over 4x minus 1. And that's all for section 4.